And good morning, everybody. It is college football Saturday. The bands, the marching bands are getting warmed up. Everybody's all excited. Today is the day that you've been waiting for, obviously, for quite some time. Glad you are with us, and we are live at the brand new Acme Oyster House in Destin, the Seascape Golf Course location right here on 98. As you can see that it's kind of quiet now. But coming up in a few hours, this place is going to be jumping. And let me encourage you, if you're looking for a place to go watch the games today, check out Acme Oyster House here at the Sandestin, not the Sandestin. You can go to the Sandestin store if you like, but come on out here to the Destin store. The Baytown Village store is open as well. We are at the Destin store at Seascape Golf Course, and it is going to be a great day. It's going to be a fun day. They've got, you probably see some of them in the background above the bar, but they've got probably, 15 to 20 huge flat screen TVs in here. They're going to have all the games on, and you can come in and enjoy some of their world famous seafood, the great oysters, their char grilled oysters, all of their great things like the boo fries, the crab claws, their po' boys, their world-winning, famous gumbo, award-winning, world-famous gumbo. All of it right here at Acme Oyster House, located at Seascape Golf Course at Sandestin, right on Highway 98, right in front of the Seascape Golf Course. You can't miss it. It's in this brand new shopping center here. So we got man, the place to ourselves at the moment. We're pretty excited. Our buddy Alex is here. He's getting everything rolling, and the staff will be showing up here in a few minutes to get everything excited. But they're going to be opening at 11. But if you're anywhere in the area, you can come on over and say hello and stop by. You can just stop by this morning and say hello to us. We would love for you to do that. And then we would love for you to hit the like button and hit the share button on our broadcast this morning. If you would, that helps us grow what we're doing. You know, we've been doing our weekday show every weekday morning at 7 o'clock. That thing has just been going crazy. We're so blessed. But we need you to hit the like button and the share button to help us. And post a comment. A lot of people are already posting comments this morning, and I'm going to get to those coming up in just a minute. But please hit the like button and the share button on the broadcast. I would greatly appreciate that. But we are at Acme Oyster House. I want to thank them for their great sponsorship of everything we do. We've had a partnership with Acme Oyster House for several years, and it continues this football season, so we're excited. Most Saturdays we'll be right here. There'll be some Saturdays we're going to be traveling, but most Saturdays we'll be right here, and look forward to it. Well, we got things kicked off Thursday night. If you missed our show yesterday morning, our regular weekday show, then you missed us going over the Thursday night games. Some great games Thursday night, to kind of whet our appetite a little bit. And then, of course, what I will tell you is that last night, more games. We're going to run down the scores from last night in a minute, and then we're going to run through our lineup today. We're going to go through all the lineup of all the games. So how many of y'all are excited out there? Raise your hand if you're excited about college football. I know I am, and I know everybody here at Acme Oyster House is. And whether you're Alabama, Florida State, LSU, Mississippi State, Georgia, Miami, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, Texas, Maryland, UCLA, Michigan, whoever you're a fan of, you got to be excited that college football season is finally here. So, and that's the cool thing about Acme Oyster House here at the Seascape store in Destin. They're going to have everything rolling, going to have some super setups all day today, and it's going to be a fun day. So we encourage you to come on out here and be a part of what we got going on today. And so I want to, if I can, do a couple of quick things to remind you that we are having our Game of the Week contest. Our Game of the Week contest is the Florida State-Alabama game. If you have not done so already, go ahead and text in your score prediction for the Florida State-Alabama game. That is brought to you by our friends at 98 Barbecue in Santa Rosa Beach. When you text in your score to 850-460-0326, 850-460-0326. Make sure you put your name on it, and make sure you put where you're texting from. That way you'll have a chance to win a $20 gift card from our friends at 98 Barbecue in Santa Rosa Beach. So we're over 1,500 people now. I don't know the exact number, but it went over the little 1,500 marker we set up sometime yesterday afternoon late. So still a lot of time for you to get it in. We're going to take your text up until noon Central Time today. So it doesn't matter if you're watching and listening to us anywhere outside of the Florida Panhandle. Maybe you're in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia, Louisiana. Maybe you're somewhere, Michigan. Maybe you're somewhere. Go ahead and text in your score prediction for the Florida State-Alabama game. That's our 98 Barbecue Game of the Week. You could still win the gift card, and you know what? Maybe you're going to come down to the Emerald Coast here of the Florida Panhandle on vacation someday. These gift cards never expire, and so you can always use it when you come. So how about that? You might be the big winner. Let's see who's got their picking going on this morning. By the way, also, if you have not subscribed, a couple of quick things before we start talking about games. Our Extra Point College Football newsletter comes out every Wednesday night, Thursday morning. It's got all the games listed. It's got the TV schedule. It's only $20 for the year. If you've not subscribed or renewed your subscription for this year, it is not too late. Just email me this morning, and before we get out of here this morning, I will get on the laptop and I'll make sure to get you your copy for today so you'll have the TV schedule, the Vegas lines, and everything. So email me at heyscottymac@gmail.com. That's heyscottymac@gmail.com. Now, I've had people asking me, are you doing the Scott's Locks again this year? Can I subscribe to that? Yes, we are doing it again this year. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to run a special on this show. Now, if you haven't heard of the Scott's Locks, it's where we take 9 Las Vegas handicappers that we have connections and relationships with. We get their picks. As a matter of fact, we've already got their picks. They just came in about 15 minutes ago. Then we take our picks for the day. We combine them all, show you the best picks against the spread for the day. Now, obviously, these picks are obviously for the people who like to bet a nickel or two on a ball game, and some people just like to have them. But I'm going to offer a special. If you subscribe, normally there's $69 per week, and that gets you around 8 to 10 picks. $69, that's a bargain. Last year we went 62.1% with our winners, which was amazing. Last Saturday, as you recall, was the opening day of college football season. Last Saturday we went 3-0. It was a small schedule. We only had 3 games, but we went a perfect 3-0. We didn't have any games Thursday night we liked. We had 2 last night, and we went 2-0 last night. So knock on wood, we're off to a 5-0 start, which is great. So we love our picks for today. If you'd like to get those, we'll get them out to you just as soon as the show is over this morning. But you can go ahead and email me at heyscottymac@gmail.com. Here's what I'm going to do. If you email me during the show today, instead of the $69, we're going to do an in-show special, $25. For $25, you'll get all of our picks. You pay it through PayPal. We'll get you the picks. You can have a great day. So email me at heyscottymac@gmail.com. That's heyscottymac@gmail.com, and we'll get you the picks for today. Let's go back and recap last night. We were just telling you we had a couple of games last night that we really liked. A couple of games that we wound up beating the spread on last night. It was really a good night for us. Let's go back and give you some scores in case you did not stay up and have not seen the scores this morning. Get you caught up on some of those games. Washington struggled on the road early, but wound up coming from behind to beat Rutgers 30-14. Keep an eye on that Washington team. They're going to be really good. Syracuse rolled over Central Connecticut State 50-7. Eastern Michigan beat Charlotte last night 24-7. It was Colorado beating Colorado State 17-3. That was one of our big wins last night. Also, Navy spoiled the debut of Lane Kiffin at Florida Atlantic last night. Navy wins 42-19. That was our other game that we had last night, Navy -7, and Navy rolled last night by 23. Wisconsin with a big win last night. You know, they were tied with Utah State 10-10 at the half. They wound up beating Utah State 59-10. Boston College, Northern Illinois, we told you that was going to be a good ball game. The spread on it was 3, and that's exactly what the spread wound up being, as Boston College gets a big road win at Northern Illinois, 23-20 for them last night. Central Florida beats Florida International 61-17. Wake Forest beat Presbyterian 51-7. Let's see here. And one other game from last night, Army gets their season started by scoring 64 points. They beat Fordham 64-6. So Army gets off to a great start. So let's talk college football. Let's go down the chronological order. That means as far as kickoff times today. And again, if you're just joining us, we are live at Acme Oyster House here at the beautiful new Seascape Golf Course store. It's right in front of Seascape Golf Course on Highway 98. You can probably see the bar behind me and one of the about 25 huge TVs. These things are huge. They've already got College Game Day on here this morning. Of course, Acme Oyster House, the original New Orleans oyster house. It is the place to go here in the Panhandle for incredible raw oysters on the half shell. Those char-grilled oysters are through the roof. They are amazing. If you've not had char, I have people will say, well, is it like Oysters Rockefeller? No, no, no. The Acme Oyster House char-grilled oysters blow Oysters Rockefeller out of the water. I mean, I'm serious. Try them for yourself. They are unbelievable. Plus, they have a lot of new items here. They do have wings here. They're new New Orleans-style wings they have here at the Acme Oyster House at the Seascape store. Try that again. They also have the Natchitoches, Louisiana meat pies, which I love. These things are amazing. And if you're not a seafood person, they've got great burgers. They've got great, incredible jambalaya and more. So check it out at Acme Oyster House and tell them we sent you. And again, I see a lot of people hitting the like button and the share button on our broadcast. We greatly appreciate that. And oh, by the way, one quick little thing. If you miss any of our shows or any of our picks or whatever the case may be, we put the audio-only version of the podcast up on our podcast page at heyscottymac.podbean.com. That's heyscottymac.podbean.com. So go check it out. Even just go check it out, and you can put your email in there to be a follower of our podcast. That would be greatly appreciated if you would sign up to follow our podcast. We would greatly appreciate that. But it's heyscottymac.podbean.com. Well, let's talk about the games today. Akron and Penn State will kick it off this morning at 11 o'clock on ABC. Of course, Penn State with James Franklin, they're off to a great start this year. And what I mean by that, they got through fall camp injury-free. They're ranked 6th in the nation. So all the good things are happening for Penn State, and they'll host Terry Bowden's Akron Zips this morning at 11. Penn State a 30.5-point favorite. And I'm not going to give scores on all of the games that we're going to go through because some of them will be on our Scott's Locks that we can email out to you a little bit later. But I do like Penn State to win this game pretty handily today. At 11 a.m. on Fox Sports 1, Texas, number 23 in the country, with Tom Herman taking over for Charlie Strong out there. They will host Maryland. Texas, a 19-point favorite. Maryland may be walking into a little bit of a hornet's nest. You know, we all know of the devastating flooding that's happened out in the Houston area and all around that part of Texas. And so the Texas people really need something to kind of get their mind off of all of that. This may be part of that today. Texas, I think, rolls over Maryland today. Michigan State is coming off a very disappointing year. They want to get things going again. They play a difficult opponent today as Bowling Green comes in. Michigan State, a 17-point favorite. That game at 11 o'clock on ESPNU. And I'm anxious to see which Michigan State team shows up today. At 11 o'clock today on the Big Ten Network, Iowa, the Hawkeyes hosting another difficult opponent in Wyoming. Iowa, a 12.5-point favorite. At 11 a.m., the defending national champion Clemson Tigers open up their season against Kent State. Clemson's got a new quarterback. Deshaun Watson has gone on to the NFL. So a lot of people will be watching Clemson today at 11 o'clock on ESPN to see what the Tigers look like a year after winning their national championship. At 11 o'clock this morning on the Big Ten Network, Illinois, a 6-point favorite over Ball State. At 11 o'clock on the SEC Network, Missouri will take on Missouri State. There's no line on that because Missouri State is not a 1A team. But Missouri should handle that one pretty easily for Barry Odom. North Carolina at 11:20 this morning, the Tar Heels will host Cal, the Bears, out of Berkeley, California. North Carolina, a 12.5-point favorite. Larry Fedora's team has a chance to be pretty good this year, and I think this will be a pretty good test for them coming out of the gate because Cal's no slouch. Keep an eye on that game this morning. At 11:30 a.m. on the ACC Network, these are Central Time games, by the way. The Hurricanes, the Miami Hurricanes, the U, will host Bethune-Cookman. No line on that game as Bethune-Cookman is not 1A. That's 11:30. At noon today on the ACC Network, Pittsburgh, the Pitt Panthers taking on Youngstown State, another 1AA team. At 1 o'clock Central on the Pac-12 Network, Oregon State will take on Portland State. We saw Portland State give BYU a good run for their money last week. Keep an eye out for the upset here today. There's no line on this. Portland State, a 1AA team. But keep an eye out. We saw Oregon State last week not look very good against Colorado State. So that could be one to keep an eye on for an upset special. At 1:05 today on your ESPN 3, your pay-per-view college football package, Air Force will host VMI. At 2 o'clock this afternoon Central Time, South Carolina gets started as they host NC State. That game will be in Charlotte at the Panther Stadium there. And North Carolina State, a 6.5-point favorite over the Gamecocks. That game will kick off at 2 o'clock on ESPN. At 2:30 today, William and Mary will be traveling to Virginia in the ACC network. At 2:30 today, Oklahoma, number 7 in the nation. Their first game under Lincoln Riley, first game without Bob Stoops. The Sooners take on UTEP, Texas El Paso, and Oklahoma is a 43-point favorite. UAB returning to the football field. They'll take on Alabama A&M at 2:30 today. Also at 2:30 today, Notre Dame. We'll see what Notre Dame has got coming off a disappointing year. Notre Dame is an 18.5-point favorite over Temple today. That game on NBC at 2:30. At 2:30 today Central Time on the Big Ten Network, Northwestern takes on Nevada. Northwestern a 24-point favorite in that one. At 2:30, the first game that a lot of people in the Southeast are really interested in, number 11 Michigan against number 17 Florida. That's out at Jerry Jones's Jerry World Stadium, the AT&T Stadium in Irving, Texas. Take that back, Arlington, Texas. The Gators have 10 players suspended from this game, including their top wide receiver and playmaker in kickoff and punt returns, Anton Callaway. They also have their number 1 running back, Jordan Scarlett, suspended for this game. So Michigan is going to win this game today and spoil the debut of Felipe Franks as quarterback for the Gators. Boise State laying 9.5 today at home against Troy. That's a 2:45 kickoff on ESPN. Boise State and Troy. That could be a good ball game. Keep an eye on that one. At 3 o'clock today on Fox Sports Network, Eastern Washington in Lubbock, Texas to take on Texas Tech. At 3 o'clock today, Kentucky going on the road to Hattiesburg, Mississippi to take on Southern Miss as Southern Miss a 10.5-point underdog to a Kentucky team that's been picked by many to be one of the best teams in the SEC this year. We'll see. That's a tough test for them to go on the road to Hattiesburg. That's at 3 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. Also at 3 o'clock today, Mississippi State will host Charleston Southern, a 1AA team, on the SEC network. At 3 o'clock today, South Florida, Charlie Strong's Bulls. Game 2 of the season for them. You recall they went on the road to San Jose, put up a big win last Saturday. They host Stony Brook on ESPN 3 at 3 o'clock today. And then one other afternoon game before we get into our evening games. At 4:15 Central today, Southern Cal, number 4 in the nation, and their great quarterback, Sam Darnold. They will host Western Michigan. Southern Cal a 28-point favorite in that one, so a big number for that game indeed. We're live at Acme Oyster House here at the Seascape location, the Seascape store located on Highway 98 in the Miramar Beach area, just between Sandestin and Destin. If you've not checked out this new store, it's been open a couple of months. It is absolutely beautiful. They've got flat screen TVs everywhere. They'll have all the big games. They have got an incredible, and I wish you could see it, they have an incredible outside seating area that is going to be one of the more popular places in the Destin area as the weather goes into fall. People are going to love it. But Acme is open 7 days a week. They'll open at 11 a.m. this morning. They'll be open, I think, until 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. This is going to be a great place to watch football. You can already see it. It already was the last couple of nights. If you're anywhere in the Destin, Sandestin, Miramar Beach area, or if you're watching outside of the area, maybe somewhere else in the country, and your travels bring you to Destin, you've got to check this place out. The food is amazing. I mentioned their char-grilled oysters, which are to die for. They take those oysters, they shuck them fresh, they put them on the grill in the shell, top it with a little garlic butter, some Louisiana seasoning, and Romano cheese. Man, those things cook right in their own shell, and they send them out. They are to die for. Man, I could probably eat 10 dozen of them myself. They are so good. Their roast beef po' boy. If you've been missing a good New Orleans-style roast beef po' boy, the debris style, well, they've got it at Acme Oyster House here. Of course, Acme is based out of New Orleans, so they make this incredible 10-napkin roast beef po' boy. They pile that roast beef and gravy, debris style on there, man, on that fresh French bread, and it is to die for. It is so good. So come on, watch a little college football at Acme Oyster House here today. at their new store at Seascape in Destin, right out in front of the Seascape Golf Course on Highway 98. It's only about, I would say, a quarter to a half a mile west of the outlet mall. If you know where the Silver Sands outlet mall, it's only about a quarter of a mile to half a mile west on Highway 98. It's part of this new shopping complex. It's a white shopping complex, white stucco looking. You can't miss it. I would highly encourage you to come. And when you come, tell them we sent you. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to go over the evening games. We're live at Acme Oyster House. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button and hit the share button, please. Hit the like button, hit the share button for us. We would greatly appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break. We're coming right back here on our College Football Kickoff Show. All right, everybody, welcome back. All the connections are good. Good morning, everybody. Let's say hello to everybody and check in. If you haven't done so, type in where you're watching and listening from this morning. We're live at the Acme Oyster House here in Destin at the new store at Seascape. Beautiful location. You can see the bar. The TV's already going. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 TVs that I can count. So big TVs. So let's quickly scroll through here and see what everybody is saying. Let's see here. Say hello to us this morning. We'll give you a big shout out. Let's see here. Good morning, Jeff Jenkins. He says hello. Good morning from Irish Mike. Can't wait. Go Notre Dame. Beat Temple. Woohoo. Anthony McKinley says good morning. Go Canes. Good morning, sir. There's LSU Melinda saying hot boo Dan and Cole Coos. Come on, Tigers, and push, push, push. Aye. I love it. There's our buddy Ray Kent says go Knowles. Casey Carruthers. Good morning, Casey. He says good morning to us. Let's see here. I'm trying to scroll up here on this. A lot of people. Paula Costin says go Gators, Florida and Baker. Good morning, Paula. Our buddy Kent Vancelis. Gator got to play lights out to win today with 10 players suspended. Bama should win, but it will be tough. There's my buddy Neil Magnuson in Chattanooga. Hey, Neil. Good morning, my friend. I think I may be in Chattanooga next week. I'll let you know, my friend. And let's see here who we got going on here. Our buddy Jim Lawson says, great job. Thank you, Jim. Oh, there's our buddy Rebel Doc, Ralph Zapata, up in the Grove at Ole Miss. They're watching from the Grove in Oxford. So hello, Ralph and Arlen and Craig. And I'm trying to think who else is up there. Raymond and Jim, everybody who's watching in the Grove at Ole Miss. I appreciate you guys. I wish I was there with you, but it's going to be a good day as Matt Luke gets his coaching era underway up there with Ole Miss taking on the South Alabama Jaguars. All right, let's get back to the games, shall we? We got games. Let's get into the evening games. At 5 o'clock today on ESPN3, Albany College taking on Old Dominion. No line on that game. Also at 5 o'clock today on the ACC network, Duke will host North Carolina Central. At 5 o'clock today on ESPN3, East Carolina will take on James Madison. At 5:15 Central Time today, number 15 rated Georgia will take on Appalachian State. It was 10 years ago yesterday that Appalachian State upset Michigan. Have you ever seen a program get more love and more juice from one win? I mean, it's been 10 years and Appalachian State gets a lot of love, and they deserve it. Don't get me wrong, they deserve it. But it's been 10 years since Appalachian State upset Michigan, and they'll be in Athens today at 5:15 to take on Georgia. Georgia, a 14-point favorite in that one. At 5:30 today, Marshall will take on Miami of Ohio. Now, what's interesting about this is that game will be featured on Facebook Live, like we're doing this morning. They're trying and experimenting with some new things, and they're going to broadcast that game on Facebook Live. So how cool is that? At 6 o'clock on ESPN3, Ohio versus Hampton. At 6 o'clock, Houston Baptist taking on Texas State. At 6 o'clock on ESPN3, Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns taking on Southeast Louisiana. At 6 o'clock today, SMU hosting Stephen F. Austin. At 6 o'clock today, Western Kentucky will host Eastern Kentucky. That's a big rivalry up there. At 6 o'clock Central on Fox Sports 2, Baylor will host the Liberty Flames. At 6 o'clock on ESPN3, Northwestern out of Natchitoches, Louisiana will travel just up the road to take on Louisiana Tech. At 6 o'clock tonight, SEMO, Southeast Missouri State, will be in Lawrence to take on the Kansas Jayhawks. At 6 o'clock tonight on ESPN3, North Texas will host Lamar. At 6 o'clock tonight, Coastal Carolina will host UMass. UMass a 2.5-point favorite in that one. At 6:10 tonight, Central Arkansas will take on number 20 rated Kansas State. That'll be on ESPN3. At 6:30 tonight, this will be a fun game. Number 16 Louisville is at Purdue. Of course, Lamar Jackson winning the Heisman Trophy last year, starting up his Heisman campaign for this year once again. Purdue is a 25.5-point underdog at home to Louisville in that one. I mentioned this game, 6:30 tonight. All my buddies in the Grove, they'll be headed over to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium tonight as Ole Miss begins the Matt Luke era. Ole Miss will take on South Alabama on ESPNU. There's a 23.5-point favorite there for the Rebels. At 6:30 tonight, Auburn, number 12 of the nation, will take on Georgia Southern, and Auburn a 33.5-point favorite in that one. At 6:30 tonight, San Jose State will host Cal Poly. At 7 o'clock, for the first time in history, Grambling and Tulane will play. Those two Louisiana schools will play head-to-head tonight at Tulane Stadium there on just off the Tulane campus. I kind of feel for those two schools tonight because when the LSU-BYU game got moved out of Houston because of all the flooding and got moved over to the Superdome in New Orleans, now Tulane and Grambling won't be the only game in town. It may hurt their crowd a little bit tonight. But they will play for the first time in school history tonight. At 7 o'clock tonight, Nebraska will host Arkansas State on the Big Ten Network. Nebraska is a 14.5-point favorite. At 7 o'clock tonight, Texas Christian, TCU, will host Jackson State. Here will be a fun game right here. At 7 o'clock on the CBS Sports Network, Vanderbilt travels over to Murfreesboro to take on Middle Tennessee State. At 7 o'clock tonight, Iowa State will take on Northern Iowa. Then the big one tonight, 7 o'clock, number 1 Alabama and number 3 Florida State go head-to-head in the brand-new Mercedes-Benz Dome there in Atlanta, and Alabama holding as a 7.5-point favorite. At 7 o'clock tonight, New Mexico will host Abilene Christian. At 7:15 tonight, Willie Taggart begins his coaching career at Oregon as they host Southern Utah, that game on the Pac-10 Network. At 7:30 tonight, San Diego State will host UC Davis. At 8 o'clock Central tonight, UNLV will host Howard. The game I just talked about a few minutes ago at 8:30 tonight, LSU will host BYU. LSU a 14.5-point favorite over BYU. At 9 o'clock tonight, Central Time, Fresno State hosting Incarnate Word. At 9:30 tonight on Fox Sports 1, Washington State, number 24 in the country with Mike Leach at control of that team. Washington State hosting Montana State. At 10 o'clock tonight, Central Time, Arizona hosting Northern Arizona on the Pac-10 Network. At 11 o'clock tonight, Western Carolina makes the long trip. They're playing out in Hawaii. And then, of course, that'll wrap up tonight's games. And then tomorrow, we've got a couple of games on Sunday. Tomorrow night at 6:30 on ABC, number 21 Virginia Tech and number 22 West Virginia. That's a Sunday night game. ABC TV, as I mentioned, and Virginia Tech a 4-point favorite. Also tomorrow night, Sunday night, UCLA hosting Texas A&M out in the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena. UCLA a 3.5-point favorite, that game on Fox. And then on Monday night, we wrap it all up as number 25 rated Tennessee travels to Atlanta. That same Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta that hosts the Florida State-Alabama game tonight. They'll host the Tennessee-Georgia Tech game on Monday night, and Tennessee a 3-point favorite in that one. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up today. We are live at Acme Oyster House here, their brand new store located in Destin at the Seascape Golf Course entrance. I mean, the store's only been open a couple of months. It is huge. It is beautiful. They've got a ton of big flat screen TVs. I mean, really big ones. You can watch all your favorite games. You're looking for a place to watch the game. Maybe you live in the Florida Panhandle. Maybe you're down here on vacation. Come on out to Acme Oyster House today. You're going to have some great times today out here. They've got a full bar, as you can see behind me. Their food specials are through the roof. They are so, so good. Their award-winning gumbo is amazing. They have both seafood gumbo and chicken and sausage gumbo. It is to die for. Their shrimp po' boys are fantastic. I'm telling you, if you've not tried their marinated grilled shrimp po' boy, whoo, that thing is crazy good too. Their jambalaya is so amazing, made fresh here. It is fantastic. So come on out and see our friends at Acme Oyster House here at the Seascape store at Destin, Highway 98. Tell them we sent you. They're open for lunch and dinner. They're opening up at 11 o'clock this morning. They'd love to see you. So have a great college football Saturday, everybody. Oh, two quick things. Let me remind you, when we wrap up, I'm going to be going on here, and I've got a lot of people requesting the Extra Point College Football newsletter. So before I ever leave Acme, I've got my laptop right here, and I'm going to get that sent to you. If you have not subscribed to our college football newsletter, simply just email me at heyscottymac@gmail.com. I'm going to go into the email, pull them all up as soon as we get through here. And if you would like to get the 5 Scott's locks of the day, you can either do one of two things. I say 5. There's more than 5 today. There's a handful. We take the picks from the 9 Las Vegas handicappers plus our picks, and we send them all to you, show you the best plays today. Normally $69 for the weekend. We got a special. You email me or text me in the next 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to get it for $25. You're going to get all the plays for $25. So email me at heyscottymac@gmail.com. You can text me, the 850-460-0326. 850-460-0326, and I'll get you that information. But it's game day. Everybody's excited. Woo-hoo-hoo. College football season is here. Again, hit the like button and the share button on our broadcast if you're watching it live or maybe watching it later. And don't forget, after the show, we're going to put up the audio version of our podcast at heyscottymac.podbean.com. It's really important for you to go check that out and follow me on that page, heyscottymac.podbean.com, and you can get it there and through the iTunes store. Have a great college football Saturday. We love you guys, and we'll be back on Monday morning for a special edition of our every weekday morning show, the Hey Scotty Mac Live Show, which is every weekday morning around 7:05 a.m. So we'll see you then. We love you guys. Have a super weekend.